Let's try one more like that. Here's a second line. We're going to insert right in there. Again, you might have to pause so that you can draw this guy. I drew mine ahead of time. Beautiful. So first let's do our rise over run. Again, America, we start with the left. We read left to right. So I'm starting with this leftmost point. I'm going to this rightmost point. Okay, we start with our rise or our fall. So I have two directions I can go from here. I could fall or I could go to the right, but we do rise over run. So my M equals rise over run. I need to do my vertical change first. So from here, I'm actually falling this time. Falling down to my next point. It's going to take me that far. I need to count out how many spaces that is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So since I'm falling, it's a -6. -6. Now I need to do my run. My run is in red and it's always to the right. So I need to run to the right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Run is always positive. Run is always positive. So I've got -6 over 6. And hey, it turns out 6 does divide by 6 evenly. And a negative divided by a positive is a -1. So my slope here is -1. So it's all right for slope to get a fraction. It's all right to get a whole number. You're going to see most of your slopes in fractions, and fractions are actually easier to use because we have these two pieces. We have falling and running. That -1 doesn't really show me all of that. So when you graph this, you're actually going to think of it like a -1 over 1 because of those two different things that are happening, the vertical shift and the horizontal shift. Notice I could do this on a smaller scale. I could have just gone down 1 over 1 and I would have arrived at this point right here, which is also on the line. So I could go down 1 over 1 the whole line. I didn't have to go so dramatically down 6 over 6, but that happened to be where my points were. Now we could find the same thing given 2 points. So this point looks like, again, your points go x comma y. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, -5, comma, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. -5 comma 4. My other point is 1 comma -2. Please remember your points go x and then y. I'm going to use my slope formula, and this time just for kicks and to show you that it doesn't matter, I'm going to label this my second point and this my first point. Even though that seems kind of silly, it just doesn't matter. So this can be my x1, y1, meaning my first point. And this is my x2, y2, meaning my second point. Okay, it doesn't matter which one you pick to be 1 and 2. You get to choose. So m equals, you need to have this formula memorized, y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Memorize that guy. So let's substitute. y2 this time is 4 minus, and we're looking for a -1 here, that's what we're hoping for. Minus our y1 is a -2 over x2, we're substituting for a -5 minus x1 is a 1. So I'm coming down here, ran out of room right there. 4 minus a negative, again that turns into a plus. So I've got 4 plus 2 on the top. -5 minus 1 is just -5 minus 1. 4 plus 2 is 6. -5 minus 1 is -6. A positive divided by a negative is a negative, and 6 divided by 6 is a -1. Notice we got the exact same thing either approach. All right, awesome. So we could do this from a table. This is the last thing that I want to show you. We could find the slope of a line from a table. So, for example, let's say we had an x and y t-table, and we had 4, 20. We had 7, 14. We had 10, 8. We had 13, 2. This is our table. Our directions are to find the slope. Remember, slope is the steepness of a line. Slope is the rate of change. Slope is rise over run. Slope is y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1. So here I'm given 4 points. How many points do I actually need to find the slope? Turns out only 2. So the formula that I'm going to use here is my m equals, I'd like to use rise over run, but I don't have a graph, so I can't count anything out. So my m is going to equal y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. I told you this guy would come in handy. You're going to need him in your brain. Now we need an x1, y1 and an x2, y2. That means we need 2 different points. But wait, I have 4 here. Awesome, I have extra. You get to pick. Which 2 points do you want to use? I'm going to choose this first guy and this third guy. Why? Because I can. You can pick whichever points you want. So I've got 4, 20, and I've got 10, 8. You just get to pick. We need 2 points. This guy's going to be my x1, y1. This guy's going to be my x2, y2. This means second point. That means my first point. Okay, so I'm going to plug these into my formula. M equals y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. When I substitute, I need to use parentheses. So y2 is 8 minus y1 is 20 over x2 is 10 minus x1 is 4. So top looks like 8 minus 20. My parentheses were not really necessary there. The bottom looks like 10 minus 4. Again, parentheses not really necessary. 8 minus 20 is a negative 12. Over 10 minus 4 is 6. So negative 12 divided by 6 is negative 2. So for this problem, m equals negative 2. Fabulous. Okay. If you want to, for fun, you could pick any of these other points and you could pair them up, and I promise every time you'll get negative 2. Since these are part of a line, you're going to get negative 2 every time. All right, well, I hope you enjoyed this little video of slope. I hope this gives you some context. I will see you in class, and we'll do the rest of 3.5 next time. Okay, bye.